It's believed that the first skis were invented over 5,000 years ago in the Scandinavian nations. The first skis were made for transportation rather than recreation, and the earliest skis were actually made out of animal femur bones. Boy, have we come a long way. What's going on, Midwest skiers and riders? Matthew Zaransky with MidwestSkiers.com, where we talk about all things skiing and riding in the Midwest.
Oh, you do you?
Modern day skis are works of art. Not only are skis today easier to control and allow skiers to ski well in a variety of conditions, but visually, skis have never looked better. And with companies like Shaggy's allowing skiers to design their own completely custom skis, we are seeing designs that are simply stunning and some just downright weird. That does look really good though. But I've always wondered what actually goes into a ski and how is it constructed? Well, let's go visit with our friends at Shaggy's to find out. Shaggy's started when brothers Jeff and Jonathan Thompson began building skis as a hobby back in 2005. Flash forward over a decade, and Shaggy's has become a Midwest staple in the ski industry, and their skis can be found at ski resorts all over the world. So I figured it would be a great place to learn more about the ski building process. And be sure to like and subscribe to all of our pages if you haven't already, because this is just one of a few videos that I will be doing highlighting this Midwest family-owned and operated business. Everything starts with the ski's design. This is something that many people do not think about, but every ski model is painstakingly planned to give the ski maximum performance. This includes aspects such as overall dimensions, side cut, camber, and rocker. Each of these elements need to work in conjunction with each other to ensure a ski operates at its full potential. This process involves science, a bunch of math, and of course the old trusty trial and error method.
Yeah. Bingo! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Then begins the actual process of ski building, and this all starts with the selection of the wood core. Every type of wood has different characteristics that greatly affect a ski's performance. The wood that Shaggy's has found to be best is ash. Ash is an exceptionally snappy and responsive wood with a very high stiffness for its density.
Right.
The longer grain of the wood that is developed through Michigan's bitter cold winters and warm summers gives Shaggy's cores an unmatched longevity. And as I'm sure you guys already guessed, this wood is all sourced right down the street from Shaggy's. Shaggy's also uses beech as well as poplar in some of their skis in their lineup as well. Next, each piece of wood is milled and cut down to create similar sized pieces that will be used to construct the future core. Each of these pieces is tested for their strength as it can vary piece to piece, and they are labeled accordingly. Then, based off of the design of the ski, several of these pieces are then glued together to create what will soon become the ski core. Once the glue is dry, this unfinished core will then be placed into a CNC machine that will precisely cut the core to its needed specs. Meanwhile, the other pieces to what I will call the ski sandwich are also being prepped. Large rolls of ABS plastic are being cut using that same CNC machine to create skis' bases as well as their sidewalls. These bases will then be used to place the edges for each of these skis. Edges come from their manufacturer in large spools and need to be cut and trimmed to size. These edges are then superglued onto the bases, which is temporary until the epoxy resin is applied and the ski is actually pressed. And while that is going on, the wood core is going through its preparation as the sidewalls are applied to the core. Then all of these pieces are organized based on which model they are producing. These packages then go onto a rack that will eventually make its way over to the ski press area. This is where the ski sandwich is assembled and made. A ski builder will then apply an epoxy resin and assemble all the layers of the ski, making sure to smooth out any bubbles along the way. The ingredients to the sandwich include the base with edges, wood core with sidewalls, triaxial fiberglass, rubber dampening strips, and of course the signature Shaggy's or completely custom designed top sheet.
That looks amazing.
After the sandwich is completely assembled, it will then be placed into a mold that is specific to the ski's design. This mold is then pressed with about 20 to 25 tons of pressure, and heated blankets placed inside the press ensure that the ski sandwich reaches 180 degrees. The skis are then left in this press for about 2 hours. When removed from the press, they look nothing like finished skis, and that's because they have an intensive finishing process to still go through. This process can actually take upwards to 2 hours of manual labor. This involves cutting off all the excess material, sanding, buffing, and final finishing, bringing the skis to its polished state. The ski's edges then have to be carefully tuned to the factory standard, and in the final step, the serial numbers are hand-stamped on each pair, marking the end of a successful production. Now all that's left is to package them up and ship them to excited skiers all over the world. One thing that I learned through my time there is that ski building is truly a labor of love, and each and every team member plays an extremely important part in the ski building process. Throughout my time there, I felt like I was part of that Shaggy's family, and that's how I would describe this ski company, a family. It's just one that might have a little bit of an addiction to building skis. And if you want to learn more, pick up your own pair, or even design your own completely custom pair of skis, head on over to skishaggies.com to get started. And I want to say a special thanks to Jeff, Spencer, and the entire Shaggy's crew. I had an absolute blast learning more about the ski building process. But until next time, I hope all of you guys have a great week. Pray for snow, and I'll see you guys out there.